Welcome to The Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm John Reisinger.
Cybersecurity once again comes to the forefront with a string of reported DDoS attacks, that is, distributed denial of service, and of course corresponding arrests for the parties involved. The first of which were cited to be doing it for the lulz.
I'm just kind of impressed that you knew what DDoS was. I didn't.
Really?
Yeah, it's just DDoS, that's all I know.
Or as some people say, DDoS.
DDoS. It's been happening more and more lately, which is good news for anyone who's tried to play a game and found the entire network down because some dickhead thought it'd be hilarious. You've just been international, but the US is finally getting in on the action.
Yep.
Yay!
2 19-year-old men in Illinois have been charged by the Illinois Justice Department with conspiring to cause damage to protected computers. Shall we name and shame?
Yes, we should. Why not? The accused are Zachary Bukta from Maryland and Bradley Jan William Van Roy. Holy fuck, who has too many names.
Yeah, he does.
Of Leiden in the Netherlands.
Is that just your accent for Europe in general?
No, just, yeah.
A little bit? A little bit, because it also sounded like your German accent.
Well, the Netherlands have very similar accents to the Germans, right?
Yeah.
Gonna get comments.
It's gonna be great. The men have been linked to our favorite script kiddie clubs, Lizard Squad and Poodle Corp, who, despite their names, are not comprised of adorable animals. The groups have, between them, taken credit for numerous attacks against Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, Battle.net, or Blizzard Tech, or whatever we're calling it now.
Right.
Yeah, and at one point, Lizard Squad even got a plane-carrying Sony Online Entertainment CEO, John Smedley, diverted with fake bomb threat.
Ooh, that's not cool. The criminal complaint against the two men alleges that they conspired with others to launch destructive cyber attacks around the world and trafficked payment accounts that had been stolen from unsuspecting victims. Woo, that's bad.
Shouldn't do that. A statement from the Illinois Department of Justice notes that the complaint and charges are not evidence of guilt, saying defendants are presumed innocent and are entitled to a fair trial at which the government has the burden of proving guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Yeah, I mean, why you gotta be reasonable?
Yeah, don't rain on our parade, people, okay? They messed with our games!
I
wasn't able to play Overwatch, people, okay?
We don't need your sense of justice!
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It's all allegedly.
It's all alleged.
All.
Everything's alleged. That said, I think what they're asking is like, internet, don't go on a crusade against the people.
Yeah.
Don't meme them to death.
A federal court in Chicago has ordered the seizure of 4 domain names associated with the reported criminal activity, including sharon.lizardsquad.org, lizardsquad.org, stressor.poodlecore.org, and poodlecore.org. The stressor term refers to PoodleCore's Poodle Stressor, DDoS for hire service, which the group has claimed is instrumental in DDoS attacks on multiple games and networks, including Blizzard titles, and more recently, the Battlefield 1 beta.
Lizard Squad's lot is an implication in the operation of a for-hire phone harassment service hosted at phonebomber.net. This enabled paying customers to select victims to receive repeated harassing phone calls from a spoofed number. The files from the Department of Justice includes an example of one of these messages, which appears to be a true exercise of filling your own profanities. Want to play a game?
Okay.
Here we go. All right.
Which one am I doing?
Well, good. You got to do the expletives. All right, ready?
Okay.
Better look over your
Pootie Tang.
back because I don't flying.
Fart nugget.
If we have to burn your
Ass.
house down. If we have to
Fuck.
track your
Fuck.
family down, we will
Fuck.
your
Fuck.
up.
Fuck.
I think that really escalated towards the end. It's like Mad Libs, except it's kind of lame and offensive instead of fun.
Our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
This most recent case is interesting because the federal government is stepping in and has actually laid out a series of charges against the accused, but they're not the only ones.
Just last month, 2 Israeli teenagers were arrested by the FBI for allegedly running an online booter service called VDAS, there's that allegedly again, as reported by security guru Brian Krebs.
VDAS was an online service that helped carry out DDoS attacks against websites. The business, much like the first case we mentioned, allowed buyers several options to choose from. This time, though, the subscription options...
It's like a menu.
It's horrible. These subscription options specified how many seconds the attacks would run for. The pair earned a shocking $600,000, chiefly through Bitcoin, for more than 150,000 attacks.
Wait, though, so what, the average attack was like $4? I mean, what does that even get you? Is that like a minute of downtime?
Yeah.
I don't know, I just feel like the inconvenience should be worth more, I guess.
They need to be better villains if they're going to be villains.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're going to be a villain, why not aspire to super villain?
Yeah. Krebs wrote about the pair last month after he received a copy of VDAS's database earlier this summer. He alleged that VDAS was responsible for the majority of the DDoS attacks clogging up the internet over the past few years. The pair is alleged to have helped coordinate over 277 million seconds worth of attack time between April and July 2016.
Okay, hold on. 277 million seconds divided by 6. You know what? I'm not going to do the math.
Yeah, it's going to be impressed if you did it.
I'm not that quick. Shortly after posting the report, Krebs' own site came under, what else? A major DDoS attack.
I wonder if the kiddies didn't like being outed.
I wonder. The good news is that the pair weren't that difficult to find since their service prohibited attacks against websites originating from their home country of Israel. Their customer service feature on their website would ping the site's admin directly with a text message to inform them of anything that would directly affect them. Also, they weren't too careful with hiding their identities as the site's email domain was directly registered to one of the owners.
In that case, the duo, Itay Huri and Yarden Badani, both 18, were questioned and released on a bond of about $10,000. Their passports were seized, and the two were put on house arrest for 10 days and officially grounded from the internet for 30 days.
Yep, so getting grounded is the punishment for DDoS attacks.
That would make me learn my lesson.
No internet for you!
Yeah, keep in mind this is Israel, so the two have mandatory military service coming up.
Unless they become supermodels and flee the country.
Is that an option?
It's happened before. That chick that Leonardo DiCaprio dated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's happened.
Until their modeling takes off, though, they join the hallowed ranks of those 6 kids in the UK who were arrested last year by the UK's National Crime Agency for hiring Lizard Squad stressor services to attack Amazon, Microsoft, Sony, and 8chan.
8chan, of course, priorities.
Yeah. And even earlier last year, 2 of the Lizard Squad were arrested in the UK and Finland in the wake of the attacks on gaming networks on Christmas.
I remember that. That was a bad Christmas for anyone who got a console and then you expect to go online and have to update your console, but you can't.
Yep.
Yeah. Kind of makes Christmas lame. Unfortunately, for the time being, arresting the offenders and I guess granting them from the internet zero cool style is the main solution for DDoS attacks. By their very nature, unfortunately, the attacks are extraordinarily difficult to fight. They don't invade systems or compromise security or anything like that. They just direct a ton of zombie traffic and overwhelm systems with bogus connection attempts so they can't respond to legitimate connection attempts.
Yeah.
Like that's hard to protect against.
Yeah. What do you think is the best way to deal with DDoS kitties? That don't include things like the death penalty, since I know a ton of you will suggest that.
Of course you
would.
it's comments.
But it seems a little bit extreme. Leave your most intelligent, thoughtful, and well-considered suggestions in the comments.
Which will definitely happen.
Yep.
And for all your feel-good news about the government doing gamers a solid, like this video and subscribe to The Know. Like, it doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes it does.
What was DDoS again?
Distributed denial of service.
Okay. What's DNA? I broke Ashley.